A lot of people think we're just another real estate company. I started off with, this is a special place. This is a special moment. You will remember when you were here. This guy that's going to do a panel for us right now, when I met him, I thought of 2 words when I met him. Faith, first of all, he professes faith to me. And then the second thing was he's a giver. And for you to make 1,000, for you to get your 1,000, you have to be a giver. There has to be giving going on here. So let's give it up for Lars Hedenborg right now. He's going to do a panel for us. Let's hear it for Lars! Come on, baby. Rock it. Woo! Oh, baby, my darling.
All right, let's, we have a lot of work to do. So along the lines of, well, let me start like this. So this is my 4th event of this type, sort of a build event, sort of not real estate focused. And the first 3 were awesome, but the speakers have put out these big numbers, you know, like, oh man, AJ's at like last year 3750, like it's almost unattainable, you know. So I think agents, and this is true of my organization, almost get a little discouraged when you see someone who's like so far ahead in their journey. And so the preface and the motivation behind this panel are folks that everyone can relate to their stories. They don't have sort of an advantage. You know, everyone says it's easy for you to do, Lars, like you're a coach, or, you know. So we want to motivate everyone to really not only know that this is possible, but it's predictable. You know, that there are things that each of these panelists have done in their journey to building where they're early enough in their journey, but it's going to happen. The 50, 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 30, like that's how this thing is going to build. But you have to get the first 5 and 10 in order to do it. And so let's start out with just a brief introduction, and then I'll kind of guide you guys from there. But just like last year, what your production was like, the market you served, years in the business, we'll keep that part pretty brief.
Cool, sounds good. So my name's Dave Caggiano. I'm from the Hampton Roads market, which is about 30 minutes from Virginia Beach and 30 minutes to Williamsburg. And I've been in 20 years. Sounds like prison, I know. But been in 20 years serving. And as far as production, the year before last, my team did 40 million. We've got a small team. And then this past year, did 25 million. Which my focus has kind of shifted, obviously, to building rev share. So I took a couple steps back. And I think I'm married 20 years and father to 4 beautiful children, 3 boys and a girl, 16 to 8 years old. So, yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
My name's Liz Brown, like the color. And I live in Richmond, Virginia. I live in a town called Bumpus. It's spelled like that, and it looks just like that, too. So when you think that you are from nowhere and you can be no one, know that I live in Bumpus, Virginia. I have no internet. It's a satellite outside my house, and I'm a TikTok superstar. So when you think you can't, I want you to know that you can. All those things lined up for your purpose in this world. I sell houses still. I sold about 36 houses last year, but I'd rather not. That's why I'm here. That's it.
Awesome. My name is Simone Rousseau. I'm formerly from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I'm a new resident of Puerto Rico with my husband. Yeah. So the Canadians out there, if you need a plan to get to Puerto Rico as a Canadian, Pablo and I, my husband, are figuring it out. We have 2 wonderful daughters. Capri is here. She's 18. She's going to be a new licensee. And we have a daughter, Carmen, who's 17. Last year in 2021, I sold 0 homes. I consider myself very coachable, and one of my coaches, whether he knows it or not, Brent Gove, once told me, sell less homes. So, and now I 100% work on building our rev share.
Okay, so real quick, let's go through again and just say when you joined EXP and your organization size. I don't know if they flashed it on the screen, but let's...
So I've been in 16 months now, so November 2020. Have 23 FLAs, 18 FLQAs, and 133 in my organization.
Awesome.
I've been here since 2017. I looked this morning, because I look every day. I have 70 in my organization, and I have 13 FLQAs.
December 12th, 2018, we hover between 17 and 20 FLQAs, and we're at 300 right on the button.
Awesome. So in Dallas, I think I heard from Jeff that only 1 out of 8 agents at EXP receive revenue share. So when you guys came over, why did you start focusing on revenue share? What's the reason for, even going backwards in production, what's the reason for focusing on revenue share?
Because I've been selling houses for 20 years. So, now that was the draw for me. I had some ownership in the KW Market Center I was a part of for about 12 years, and my team was running well. I was 100% plus agent because of my profit share and because of my ownership in the company, and I thought I was going to finish out my career there. I figured my trajectory was another 10 to 15 years of selling, pay for 3 weddings, maybe 4 colleges, unless they all go into real estate. And then Lars called me and rocked my world with this model. So,
awesome.
So I was in Vegas with Brent, and I was sitting like 2 rows back, and it wasn't right. Like, I'm very much into energy and how things feel and how people feel and all the things. And so I was sitting there in this event, and I was all by myself. I got on an airplane. First I went to Tony Robbins, and then I went to the Build event. That was my summer that summer, right? Like, that's crazy. Yes, it was. I needed a change. So there I am sitting 2 rows back. And then I moved 2 rows forward, and I sit next to Jesse. I sit next to Jesse, whose energy is right? And so we became really good friends. And we just started this thing, and I met all the people here, and I got like, ooh, this could be a thing, this could be a thing. But then last year in Cabo, I'm sitting here, and I'm learning like the mechanics of it, because you get the fire, but then you need like, how does this actually freaking work? So then I got the mechanics of it, and then I got over my ego. I'm going to do it my way. And then I thought, maybe not. Because I don't want my husband to work forever. He's retired, Green Beret. He's kind of torn up. I've been to 8 EXP events, and I never brought him because I didn't want him on the team because I was going to do it by myself. You cannot do this by yourself. This rev share thing requires all of us. And so since I don't want him to work forever, I invited him on the team. And I have an 8-year-old daughter. She wants a Palomino pony. Do you know what they look like? They're beautiful. Do I want a pony? No. She wants a pony. She wants a white barn. I want him not to work. That's why.
In 2009, during the financial crisis, we owned in Canada a real estate investment company where we lent money to developers for real estate projects. We all know what happened. The developers went upside down. We lost our business, 36 employees, and we owed $750,000 to family members. So we couldn't declare bankruptcy, so what do? We thought realtors make money in an up market and a down market, let's get licensed. So long story short, we grinded for 7 years to pay off $750 net. Yeah. So the big why now is we spent a lot of time on that treadmill. And when we got, it was around 2016, and we started at zero, which was pretty exciting. We decided, let's start to make some money and build a life. Then my good friend, John Tsai, he's my savior, my sponsor. He was trying to decide about EXP for himself. And he was driving me nuts. He's highly analytical. I'm a driver. And he basically was humming and hawing for months. And I'm like, one day I picked up the phone and said, John, tell me about this ESP thing. And tell me about this brokerage thing you want to open. I'm going to help you decide so I don't have to hear you anymore. And he started to explain it over a couple text messages to me, and I just went, boom, rev share. That's our ticket. We can get off the treadmill of grinding out deals. So I saw it right away for freedom, for our family, for my parents, for my siblings. And I didn't quite understand the freedom that now I can give to the other agents. And that is the biggest gift that I've received from this whole thing.
Awesome. So Brent had his Freedom Fridays. So it's, I think 2 to 5 every Friday. James held him accountable to do enough activity to create enough work for the next week in terms of 3-way calls or presentations. I'm more of a 2-10-40, 2 conversations a day, 10 a week, 40 a month. It has been my approach. But how do you know you're doing the activities? Like, what's your mode of operation? Are you tracking? Are you just making sure you're connecting? What's your way of going about it?
Yeah, for me, I'm more of the hybrid model, I like to call it. And so when I first got in, we opened a branch office like within the first month. And so I was busy, with the team and with the branch office. And so I was just organically I was slinging rev share like we're slinging houses. I was just talking to who I could and just sharing what I could and, doing the best I could, trying to consume as much information. And then I started learning, obviously my business partner started sharing better ways to do things. And then I started getting more strategic and calculated with it and got into more time blocking. So I'm in the field. I predominantly do listings now. I stepped out of buyers about 4 years ago. So I take every opportunity I get, if I'm talking to a co-broke. So I really try to incorporate it into just my daily life, in real estate. And then I'll schedule sometimes as well, especially if I feel like I'm a little behind or if I have a lull in my sales, then I'll take advantage and use that for revenue share. So my goal obviously is to step out of sales sooner than later and just do rev share full time.
Can you do me a favor? Get out your phone. Get it out. Get it out. Get out your phone. And open up TikTok. Open it up. Who's got TikTok? I need to see it. And I can't sit. I'm sorry. The stool's nothing to me. Who's got TikTok? Let me see your hands. Who is on TikTok? Good. I'm kidding. I want you there. You're judging me with your judging eyes. Like, this couldn't possibly work. Go ahead, look me up. Liz Brown, Realtor Daily. If you don't have TikTok, look up Instagram. Do it. Do it. Do it. I'm serious. This is it. You're like, this is how you did this thing? This is how I did this thing. I made a video every day. And I'm going to make a video every day until I die. Or make enough money where I don't have to, and someone can do the video for me. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, okay? So you got your phone out, right? And you're thinking to yourself, I can't possibly do that thing. Every day. Every day. 3 videos a day. But Liz, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm dumb. What will I say? You're going to come to my TikTok challenge. It's March 21st. Click the link in my bio. It's free. 5 days with me. How did I figure all this stuff out? I copied someone else who's really good at it. You know who it is? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, right? I went to 8 Tony Robbins events, and I just do exactly what he does in this world. And that's what Brent does, and that's what Gove does. And that's what I do. Because if they did it, I can do it. Did you find me on TikTok yet? Yes. Good. Did you find me on Instagram yet? Yes. Are you coming to my challenge yet? Yes. That's how I find my agents. They find me. I don't find them, they find me. And they write me little messages that say, hey Liz, tell me about the CXP thing. Am I hunting agents? Every day. But guess what? I'm not hunting your agents. I'm a hunter. It's who I am. I'm a cheetah. Have you seen that TikTok where I'm a wild and I'm a cheetah? See me? I can't even sit like I can't sit still. I'm a cheetah. I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time. That's how I did it.
Good job.
I was not expecting that.
No.
Yeah. No one does.
The cheetah.
I'm a cheetah. I'm actually a lion, but whatever.
Sit next to her, I feel like an owl.
So for the non-expressives in the group, maybe I can help you.
Yes.
So what I did to grow this was, again, I'm Mike Ferry trained for 8 years. Again, I was on that grind, right? So I'm a scheduled human being. Everything goes in my schedule. My workout, my shower, my meditation, my writing, my journaling, my prospecting, now called seed planting. Thank you, Coach Casey, Council Jiha. Thank you. What I do is I have a time block in my calendar. I go every day now because I don't sell homes. So I have a 2-hour time block for outbound calls. I'm old school. I make calls. I want to meet people belly to belly. I'm going to press play like Brent has told us over and over. I tried sending the video for the first year. It doesn't work. So I just basically, like Liz just said, I followed what people have proven works. I don't think about it, and I just execute.
Awesome. So let's, AJ, who's my sponsor, said this. You know, he was willing to, talk to, before the day ended, Mike Ferry trained 20 expireds, and they're all mean, it feels like, expireds. They're all miserable. But agents are willing to do that, but they're not willing to talk to a couple agents about agent attraction or EXP or just seed plant, right? So what advice could you give folks that are struggling with limiting beliefs or mindset challenges around this activity versus the crazy stuff we do to sell houses? What advice would you give them?
I tell my team and organization all the time, I said, I've done a lot of prospecting throughout the years. I haven't never, in the last 16 months, I haven't had one agent tell me to F off. I've had plenty of other online leads or whatever tell me to. So I just encourage them to dive in and don't feel like you need to know everything in order to start doing it. And lean on your support system and just take action.
So I want you to think about when you got out of bed this morning. And I want you to think about the first thing you thought, and then think about the next thing you thought. And then when you walked in the room and you saw us all, because we are achievers in this room, and there's so much like energy that's like, all right? And that voice in your head that says, whatever it says to you. My voice in my head says things that are crazy. Her name is Cheryl. I make videos about her. I'm not joking. Her name is Cheryl. She sits right here in my world, right? God is right here. God's right here. He's got my back. But Cheryl's over here, and sometimes she's nuts. So I want you to take a moment and think about who is your Cheryl and what does she say to you? You're laughing like it's not serious. Cheryl rides around in the car with me, and she says things like, I don't know why you keep doing this agent traction thing. Your credit card is freaking maxed out. You're going to go to jail. This is crazy, and you don't even sell houses anymore, and you suck at this. And do you think you're going to be able to be on the other all day long, right? I go to talk to an agent, and she's like, do you really think they're going to come to your dinner? Oh, it's like so much. Sometimes I have to tell Cheryl to get out. So I want you to, not that you're Cheryl, but it's happened to work that way. So if you can name that voice in your head, name it. Name it. Frank, Bob, Susan, Ursula, Betty, Sue, whatever it is, right? Some people named it Liz, and I'm like, that got weird. And if you can name that voice, you can do this, because that's the only thing that stops you. So when Cheryl talks to me and is like, Cheryl, I need a pony today. Quiet down. That's how I do it.
There we go. What was the question?
I know,
again?
where that's at. I know, I'm sorry. The Cheryl, the pony.
Cheryl, what was the question?
What do you do?
Oh, yeah.
Mindset.
Thank you.
Limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
What advice?
I'm so sorry. So what I know is that as confident as sometimes I can come across in life, I'm scared. And when I look at other people, whether it's the top producer in our market whether it's, just the people that you think they have it all put together, they're scared. And so when I know, and I've seen it over and over and over again, how this model changes people's lives, I want that for them. So I can't be afraid, because I need to give this to them. I need to give them the opportunity now. So I just have to bust through my own fear to give them the gift.
And this part of it is so important. Like, I wish y'all would understand. We all have that voice that tells us we can't do things, and everyone else has the same voice, and nobody has anything figured out. The thing that pushed me over the edge finally was just a realization that there isn't this pot of gold waiting at the end of a long real estate career. Even at the highest levels, there's not something there that's going to take care of your family and generations like this will. So it's funny the way that Liz said it, but it's the reality that everyone has this voice. It's telling us we can't do the thing that we want to do. And there are people in here that have the voice right now that are saying, well, yeah, she can do it because look at her in the blue dress, right? It's like, I don't wear blue dresses.
Me neither.
But we do it with everything, right? So it's really, really good. What training or resources did you guys find helpful when you were just getting into this? Were there like specific videos that changed things? I know the 56-minute Gene Frederick video for me was the thing that was just the slam dunk. But what have you found in terms of training and resources, and how do you keep yourself in the flow of knowing you're at least on the right path?
Yeah, for me, I wanted to learn the model quickly, and I dove in quite a bit because I had a lot to lose if I came to EXP, leaving KW. So my big thing was learning it. I watched Brent's, the model explained a million times, and as far as other training, I just consumed. Whether it was John Mikish or Gene's, I consumed everything I could. I knew I could lean on my upline, but I felt like I wanted to really know it. So when I sat down with an agent, I knew why I came for the revenue share, and I saw it relatively quickly. Lars might disagree. It took me a little while to come over. But I wanted to make sure that I could explain the model well, and I knew what I was talking about. That's changed a little bit in terms of how we teach it with our group now, because I want them to really pique the interest and then bring in a business partner or myself pretty early on. But for me, I was really one of the first in our local market. So, I felt like if I'm going to build a branch office, I need to know this inside and out when I sit down with an agent and really go through it with them to show them how it can impact not only their business, but change their lives, ultimately.
So I think there's 3 things. Tony Robbins. I still have my bracelet on. I'm obsessed. Get your mind right. That's A. B, you have to get your mind right every day. So Jesse runs an accountability call every morning, and I've been on it since Dallas. How long ago was Dallas? 6 months ago? Something like that? Every day. Every day. Every day. I'm like, it's a good thing I don't like drugs or alcohol, I'd be like bad, right? Every day. Every day. And so you need your people, because sometimes you're going to be like, this sucks. This thing sucks. But then you get on the call and they're like, it doesn't suck, I got to win. And you're like, oh, okay, I can do it. So find your people here. I encourage you this week, the people in this room are so good. They're so good. They want you to be great. Be their friends. My best girlfriends in the whole room are in this room. I love them. And the boys too, but my husband's here and that got weird. So I use these people around you as your tool. And lastly, run the play. You don't know how to do it. Do what they say.
Yes.
Do it. Do the 3-way call. I know it all, right? I know it all. Do the play. Call your person. Set up the call. Make them watch the video. I was on a call with Australia the other day, and this girl didn't watch the video. So then Jesse came in my voice, and he was like, watch the video with her. So I said, push play. She pushed play. We watched the video together. We don't even have an Australian video. I made one. She's watching the video that my person made. It works. Do it their way.
So when I started, I've had a lot of people in my organization ask me, Simone, how did you do it? How did you do it? Because we had a lot of fast growth for the first 14, 15 months. We came December 12th of 2018. We had a really good run for about a year and a half, and then I guess maybe I'm an on and off switch, basically. I'm either on or off. So after that run, we had, my father was ill with cancer. We were just exhausted of 10 years of grinding. So, EXP was fun and exciting, but we took about, I call it 30 or 40% off after for the following 14 months. So people in my organization asked me, Simone, how did you grow so fast so quickly at the beginning? I plugged into everything. Everything. So Brent was speaking in the world, I was in the world. If there was a training on agent attraction, I was in the training. I put it in my schedule, it came up, and I just followed it like a robot. So every opportunity had, I plugged in. I've watched those videos 60, 70, 80 times, so you can internalize it. So I just plugged in. And then to follow the coaching, how many times, some of you may be new, you haven't heard this, but how many times have you heard Brent tell us to have your yellow notepad with your people, not on your computer? So good. So where's your yellow notepad? Yep. Are you in it to win it? Or are you going to do it your own way? You don't have to. They've done it for us. The playbook is written. Just follow. And then finally, just my goals. This is kind of Mike Ferry or any kind of coaching, but I keep my goals in front of me. My FLQA's 2022 50 plus, my weight 150 pounds. And number 3, 1,000 plus in my total group. And I just keep it everywhere.
All right, so we have a few minutes left. So what's like the most common objection, or what are you getting the most from people, and how do you react or script, or like how do you work through those situations where people just want to shut you down?
My most common one is I'm happy where I am. Like I don't really need to make a move. Like I love Berkshire, or I love KW. And I honestly just tell them I was happy where I was too. I tell them I was 100% plus agent, had my team running well, had decent leverage. But I said, you owe it to yourself to look at this model because it's like nothing you have ever seen before. And I totally believe that, like most of us in this room, right? And so I think when you come with that kind of belief yourself and come with that kind of passion to someone else and really putting them first, that's usually, they have a hard time saying no at that point. If you're being genuine and just saying, man, this can change your life, like take 30 minutes and let's just sit down and talk. And they usually do at that point.
A lot of coffee.
Lots of coffee. Yeah, that's one little joke. I'll keep it brief, but caffeine, I can't do it. It's just, I'm off the wall with it. So one thing I tell Lars is I've had more decaf coffees in the last 16 months than in my entire life.
So face-to-face.
Face-to-face, yeah. I'm definitely relationship, face-to-face kind of guy. I haven't gotten into events yet, and I just want to invest in other people. And I think the best way to do that is face-to-face.
So most agents that I talk to are, I love my broker. They don't get it, right? They don't get rev share, so I don't talk rev share. They don't get it, and that's okay. So sometimes you have to go around a side door. So what do they want? Like for me, they want me to teach them how to TikTok. Okay, so I'll teach them how to TikTok. And then we'll become friends, and they'll come on my daily accountability call. And now they're like all cheering from me, right? Like I got on my accountability call this morning with my TikTok agents as part of my course, and they're like, you can do it, Liz. They don't even know what I'm doing. You can do it, Liz, right? So you gotta, their objection is just they don't know. It's just, someone said, who is it that it's not no, it's just not today. Someone here says that, I don't know who it is, but it's not no, it's not today. It's just like selling houses. Oh, see you in a month, see you in a month, see you in a month. That's all, it's just like selling houses. They're not saying no to you. Don't let it hurt your feelings. Just again and again and again and again. I have so many people that I'm talking to right now that it's like, at this point, right? Like, who are these people? I don't even know because I'm in the DMs, I'm on the, all the things. So their objection to you, they're just not ready yet. It's okay. Maybe next month. Maybe next month. Maybe next month. And they're going to give me another excuse, and I'm going to address it. I'm going to redirect them. I'm going to add value. I'm going to take away the scariness of me because I'm a little scary. It's just, they just don't know. So it's your job to just help them know why it's so great. That's all.
I'm not going to talk objections. I'm going to talk about how to get them. I used to call it closed, but I've heard the term we want to get them open.
Oh.
Right? So I want to tell you one of the best things that I do to get them open. And it's really simple. After on a three-way call, or if you see the opening, all you say is, "Would you like to hear the next steps?" And I learned this in real estate with sellers to be able to take listings at a high level. Just guide them, hold their hand, and just ask them, "Would you like to know what the next step is?" They always say yes. Always.
So good.
Awesome. Would you guys stand up and give these guys a big round of applause?